It is important to mention that Mexico is the second largest source of tourists to the United States. In 2015, 18.4 million Mexicans visited this wonderful country. This number has a great impact for the income produced by industries such as hotels, airlines, etc. It is important to mention that we do also host more than 1 million Americans as permanent residents throughout Mexico. Culturally, Mexico is the sixth country with more sites declared Patrimony of Humanity, first one in Latin America. The Mexican capital has been recognized as the American Capital of Culture for 2017. Since 2015, returned to the 10th tourist destination worldwide with more than 30 million visitors each year. And the Secretary of Tourism last week just announced that by year 2018 will be the 8th. However, my friends, such strong interchange has not been limited to trade and business. Some concrete examples show the diversity and richness of our common endeavors. The Academy of Arts and Sciences in Hollywood awarded the last 3 Oscars for Best Movie Directors to 2 Mexicans, one Alfonso Cuarón, Gravity, and 2 Alejandro González Iñárritu, Birdman and The Revenant. In sports, you can ask Dodgers about the Mexican pitcher Fernando Valenzuela performance. By the way, this year the Padres will hold its football game in Mexico City Aztec Stadium. In science, NASA awarded the Exceptional Achievement Medal in 1989 for his work in the USA and 1995 Nobel Prize in Chemistry to Dr. Mario Molina, a Mexican scientist, for his research achievements at the University of California. There is an endless list that includes also other activities such as gastronomy, arts, music, dance, and certainly the business world. Our Marine and Air Forces engaged in humanitarian aid to the USA in the case of natural disasters, such as it was when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans in 2005. We have walked a long distance with the United States. We moved from war, Texas in the 19th century, at the beginning of the 19th, to distant neighbors in the mid-60s, and finally to close neighbors, friends, and partners since 70s and 80s because of NAFTA. That has been a long path that we both decided to work together and walk together, the path or road towards integration. Integration, the key word, has been so intense that nowadays 35 million Mexican American, almost the population of Canada, live in this great country, out of which the third part were born in Mexico. These immigrants, through hard work and effort, produce 240 billion each year, pay 90 billion in taxes, and use only 5 billion in public services. Mexican Americans generate 8% of the US GDP. Mexican migrants spend 86% of their earnings inside the United States, and they only send 40% as remittances. Those millions of Mexicans who have immigrated to look for better opportunities are productive, hardworking people who represent Mexico best. They are neither rapists nor criminals, as Mr. Trump said in the campaign. Their contributions include professionals, scientists, innovators, artists, creators, academics, small and large entrepreneurs who invest in the United States and generate many jobs. Also women and men who work tirelessly every day in agriculture, trade and services. Mexicans who contribute not only to their families on both sides of the border, but also share their values and efforts to the greatness of the United States and Mexico. I consider this isn't a zero-sum game, but a win-win relation. Let me be clear. The undocumented immigrants are not taking away a slice of anybody else's pies. They are making the entire pie bigger. Many bridges of mutual understandings have been built, allowing a great transformation and solving border problems as two good neighbors would. NAFTA has proved to be an effective trade tool for more than 20 years, breaking barriers and solving issues among our two countries through dialogue conducted with respect and negotiation shaped with creativity. The bilateral relationship between Mexico and the United States is so strong that both economies rely on each other. Economic cycles are now shared while both countries follow similar growth paths. The production platform from North America is now one of the most competitive ones worldwide. Integration has been so intense between our two countries that particularly now it is essential for Mexico to conduct a proactive and creative foreign policy that includes political dialogue, constructive negotiation, the protection of Mexicans abroad, cooperation for more economic development, and the defense of Mexico's interests here and around the world, especially now that we are facing a new era in the relationship with the United States of America. In 2017, Mexico will continue promoting the best causes of humanity, including respect for human rights, combat climate change, and create a new global governance on immigration and refugees, and a new instrument for the prohibition of nuclear weapons, among our key foreign relations goals. It is true that nowadays we need a more secure immigration system and borders, but for the benefit of both countries, not only one. This issue is not only the control of undocumented immigration and drugs into the US, but also to stop the weapons and money trafficking from the US to drug cartels and organized crime in Mexico. It is a two-way problem that requires a two-way solution, not a unilateral one, but a solution between and among two willing neighbors and friends. The alliance between our countries has been mutually beneficial, and such harmony deserves to be preserved. Let's continue on building the bridges of friendship through negotiation, cooperation, and mutual respect, not the walls of distrust and animosity that will take both our countries nowhere. Certainly, very sound and solid bridges are the ones recently built by Major Walsh and Harvard President Drew Foss with their commitment and support of the fundamental values of inclusion, belonging, and respect, the true basic fabric of this country, by declaring Boston and Harvard as sanctuary city and university, respectively. I therefore want to take this opportunity to invite you, my friends, to get to know more about the benefits of NAFTA, what represents not only to Mexico, but for the United States and Canada. Get to know the paths we have worked on to shape legal patterns that have allowed our countries to grow together. Let me finish by quoting a former National Security Advisor and Secretary of State, a friend to my father. My father was also Secretary of State during the Nixon administration for Mexico. His friend was Henry Kissinger in 1993, and I quote, "NAFTA will represent the most creative step toward a new world order taken by any group of countries since the end of the Cold War, and the first step towards an ever larger vision of a free trade zone for the entire Western Hemisphere. NAFTA is not a conventional trade agreement, but the architecture of a new international system." Thank you very much.
We have time for questions now.